It is common knowledge that I am blatantly ripping off the British chap Brandoni Larchini, who is then ripping off Eric Van, now a dead man. But you know what? Not anymore. So I set myself out to come up with a new formula for these videos. Even for the innovative content creator that I am, this still seemed like an impossible task. Now part of my daily routine is to go on YouTube for about 4 hours every single day. So this is where I started to get some inspiration. However, this time around it was strictly for business. I studied the YouTube algorithm harder than I studied for my autism test. And after many hours and equally many ADHD pills, my newly improved business model canvas for this YouTube channel was now in full effect. This new formula allows me to still do demon completion videos, but with even more room for me to spew nonsense than before. Now sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy the video. After you're done, maybe you'll even do your community a favor and rate this new style of videos down in the comments. After a prosperous relationship with what I thought was my new lover, aka Dune 2016, things took an unexpected turn when I found out that I was a cuck and crawled back to my abusive ex geometrical crash. Even though she beats me on a daily basis, I just couldn't seem to let her go. Now, when returning to this developer-forsaken wasteland of a game, your boy was feeling a little washed. The fact that I had also forgotten all of my keybinds didn't help either. Taking on and finally finishing up this demon extravaganza was simply not plausible this time around. I had to rein things back a bit, so I decided that an insane demon was going to do it for this video. Doing this would surely get me back into the swing of things. Now on the surface, this level ain't too bad. As you can see, this demon boy brands itself as a festival, making you think that this is going to be a happy fun time. But do not be fooled, cause instead of music and throwing up on your pals, it is actually a festival where repeated attempts on your life is the main attraction. Something I did not want to experience all over again. However, this demon was bold enough to tell me that it in fact had an extra long slong, something I could not compete with. Or I mean, mine was longer, but this is irrelevant to the point of this being inappropriate behavior in this kid-friendly game. This would prove to be pretty tough talk for someone who was in suplexing distance. Besides, someone had to put this crazy heretic in his place, and that person was me. So I decided to take him on one-on-one style in the arena. Since I had fiddled with this demon boy before, a few practice runs were all that was needed for me to jump into normal mode. And after warming up with a couple of levels on Candy Crush and jacking off at least once, your favorite esports athlete was ready to go. Immediately, my cube is in session, and I can now officially declare this can of worms open. Since I can't communicate with my trusty cube, I actually don't know if taking control of him and forcing him to turbo int is with his consent or not. The constant look of distress, like he's trying to take a shit while somebody is right outside the door, tells me that he is not into the fetish. But hey, the benefit of the doubt mentality can be applied here, and it also turns out that in fact it gets a buff when relating to cube people, so I don't feel bad about it. My first attempts of this speedrun was just me testing out the waters and seeing how well I could do at the end of a hard day of practice. A couple of clicks here and an attempt at a drop there, you know, nothing special. And by the way, that attempt at a drop I completely wasted, which I am now going to distract you from by talking about the beginning. I didn't spend much time with it, however I was still doing quite well on it. But I mean, look at it, there's so much space that my entire ego could fit in there. Soon I got another attempt at the drop, and we're through! A little section with D.Va from Overwatch was a nice break before the second drop, which by the way has some tough spots. Oh, okay. But now comes Gorden, which is actually the hardest part. Now Alkali's part will surely do the trick. Nope, got past it. I mean, I'm just going at this point. So after Alkali, all the really difficult parts are done. So I'm sure. What? I'm not even kidding you. I'm 12 attempts in and I just got 87. I know I justified doing this level with saying I was washed up, and this one clearly says otherwise. But hey, daddy gotta have some fun too. Anyway, after getting this run though, I wasn't even feeling the urge to give my table a beating. Getting this so early into the process had a wave of euphoria washing over me. And I would lie to you if I told you that I didn't let off a nut in this moment. Prior to this session, I had practiced for about an hour, so I hanged up the code, tussled with the daily level a bit, and called it a day. Transition Day 2. On day 2, things would get a lot more dodgy. Due to me not being practiced up enough, I would experience the pain of perpetual menu screens while waiting for my start position to load up on this big loaf of objects that is this level. My problems were all around me, but the one that made sure to always persist was this fucking spider section. This part alone 4-for-4'd me a total of 17 times today. Maybe it looks easy to your unbeknownst eye, but the human eye can't see infrared light, just like it can't see difficulty. You gotta do 4 clicks in a specific pattern in a confined space, which may I add, is impossible when I'm going twice as fast as the speed limit, like it's 7:55 on a Tuesday morning. And for some reason, if you God forbid wanna start the sequence early, which in theory would give you extra time, then this top platform will eat your ass up, because fuck you. Anyway, rant over. After much trial and even more error, I managed to dash my way to Jerkrat's part and slide it through the vaginal cortex, which is a word I just made up so this sentence will sound more sophisticated. Shortly after though, I met my demise when I encountered a triple spike, which by the way is made incredibly easy due to 4 times being OP. As strange as this death was, deaths on Jerkrat were ultimately inevitable. His part is the hardest, so we are just going to write off this one as being due to unfortunate circumstances. A few likewise deaths were had on the second drop, not much else went down. I died on the Diva robot part I mentioned earlier and realized I had not cleaned my room in ages, and that was pretty much it. So let us just dash our way to day 3, because that is when things get real freaky. Day 3 brought a bit of a rough start, to say the least. A few deaths on the beginning of the drop were had, namely, this wave killed me twice in a row, something that had me a bit annoyed. What was even worse though was when I went in a third time and did exactly the same goddamn thing. This level slowly started to dawn on me, because both gameplay and design wise, this demon lacks any form of consistency, and so did I. However, my rather calm demeanor rewarded me with a quick nod of luck, which got me past the first drop. And my unnecessary quack gave me the gift of its power, which carried me all the way to the end of this level. For this last part, my heart was pouncing, palms were sweaty, knees weak, thingy is heavy, my dick spaghetti, you name it, because I was about to stand trial before the last spikes on this stage. These 4 fuckboys were going to decide if I was fit to end this run once and for all. So far, I had not committed the cardinal sin of rage, so I was pretty sure I was going to walk free. However, one of them had some dirt on me. He knew of my recent incident of rage quitting the game for 3 weeks and leaving my extreme demon unattended, and he sentenced me to the immediate / turbo death penalty. Initially, I was happy that I didn't have to sit on death row before my sentence. You can say what you want about this game's legal system, but hey, it sure is swift. This happiness didn't last long though, for the reality of the situation quickly kicked in when I realized that I now had to beat this entire level all over again. This was a sad day, boys. Not even the usually encouraging Google image emojis could make up for my pain. I was on the brink of giving up. I played on, but nothing seemed to go my way. I would have to sit through a whole lot of painstaking deaths. However, this was a common side effect of being diagnosed with a severe case of 90 deaths, or so my doctor told me. Not even a break could shake it off, because when I returned to this game a couple hours later and expected to see some of that top 10 demon death montage, the thing slapped me in the face with a big no-no. 20 minutes of trying to seduce this demon into letting me get far into him didn't lead me to any success, with my options being minimal and the only rational choice being to keep on throwing myself. Yeah, I rage quit the game and took a break again, and with this action I pretty much called day 3 an unsuccessful venture. However, I still had one last hope, one last chance to break the cycle of not trying and blaming my non-successful completion on everything else, with the clock striking almost midnight, me being tired as heck, and with odds that were not even close to being in my favor. On the 13th of October 2020, your boy Cozynez
achieved this run.
Whew. Holy shit. My heart went completely crazy now. I don't know why. I got so nervous earlier too. I got so nervous right now too. I don't know, my heart just it was not even like beating. It was just pouncing, like it was punching in my chest almost. I don't know why. I think it's because I returned to this game again and I played a long level, which already makes my nerves go crazy. Alright, so that was pretty fast. I would have given you an unscripted valuation for rating on this demon, but due to a common side effect of having my nerves bust is my mouth completely drying out, leaving me physically impaired, as I was unable to pronounce words in a foreign language. For a neglected, I can't say it. Neglect. So we are just going to take this one on the routine. My mathematical intellect was able to add these big numbers together, forming an even bigger number. 4,570 times the authorities were called on me. And if you are curious, I'm currently not in a relationship and in need of love. Or I mean, about 1,900 of this number was conceived when I last played this 5 months ago. Now this level deserves an up thumbs from me, and its current spot on the autistic spectrum sounds about right. It's leaning towards the more severe end of it though, due to its length and about 40% of 100% of the parts who are on the far left of this rating. Enjoyment rating 7 extra large diapers out of 10. Enjoyable part, except for some of the beginning parts, which are very boring and goes on for too long. Heavy difficulty inconsistencies also pulls it down a bit. Every part looks stunning, but looks like they're all from different levels. However, this does not affect my enjoyment. Before we wrap up, make sure to give your feedback on the style of video. If you don't tell me to stop it, then I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. Thanks in advance. Now, if you wanna have a chance of being on my cool and cute guys / girls list, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. And at least I owe you a thank you for watching this vid. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Goodbye.